Hi, how is everybody doing today? As you see, it's traditional art time. I have my watercolor colored pencils on because I have a series of pictures in this sketchbook. This sketchbook is from like 2018 and I haven't finished them yet. And this is a series of pictures that I did of mermaids. Mermaids based on real life fish species. This was the idea I had. I thought that it would make for some interesting designs, and I lost the steam halfway through with the coloring. Because oh my god, I searched specifically for interesting fish species because I know like when you picture fish, it's really not that special, you know. Let's be honest. Fish look very mundane. So I was looking for like some like really special, unusual, tropical exotic fish to base the mermaids on. And I kind of ran myself into the corner because when I started like figuring out poses, figuring out their like features apart from these like fish features, I realized that I am repeating a lot of elements. So the designs stopped being super unique when they are not colored, but when they are colored, let me just find one that is colored. Let me find one that is colored, because for sure I have already a couple of them colored. Come on. Okay, I need to... okay. There is nothing wrong in this picture. So this was like the first from the mermaid. It was like the full, like, I decided to have like mermaids based on different things for a full month of May 2018. So so the first ones are sisters that are based on the Varsovian coat of arms. You know, we have mermaid as a on coat of arms in my city, so this is nice. And then I moved on to have like more like goldfish, koi fish, and then fish that I used to have when I was a kid, which is like a guppy fish, a neon tetra, and a common goldfish. These are the fish I had at home, and afterwards I just went with this series. I did a couple of them already before, but and I decided to use the materials I already had on me, and I didn't have like any fancy watercolor at the time. I was just pretty much starting with the more fancy watercolors. I was using my watercolor colored pencils. This set is like, it's really old. I used it like, I think since middle school, since, well, in high school for sure. A couple of my first character lineups were made with this set. You can tell, especially by this color which I used for jeans, these two colors which I used for shading. So you can absolutely tell how used and well loved was this set. So so I will use this set. And despite this set being also from Koh-i-Noor, no, I bought this one in Poland. This was in Poland. So so I will. I don't know if you're up to choosing which one to color. I can also like show you some. Oh, maybe this would be the good way. I will show you some and you can then tell me. Okay, these are colored. This one is not colored, but this is like a full piece, and I think I will color it digitally. I will scan it and color it digitally because I don't believe in my abilities to fully color it. I'm picturing like a sunset or a moonlight or something like really like grand and more fantasy so yeah, let me flip through. Okay, not this one. These two are also in need of coloring on this page, and I need to check if there is nothing. These two. This one is interesting. When I saw that there is a fish that has like insides, like has the transparent scales and like body and has insides like visible, I thought it was super cool, so I had to have this. This is Indian glassy fish, of course, also written their names, so I remember where to look for references. So yeah, so let me also, okay, are these ones, yeah, okay, so this is the last batch with algae eater being the last one, and it's like the post is really funny, and it was something like unlike anything else in here. Let me check if there is anything. No. Okay, so this is the last batch of these. So in the meantime, I realized I don't have a pencil sharpener. Right now I need to get up and grab the pencil sharpener, so I will leave you with this picture. You will think very hard and decide which one I will work on today, and yeah, and we will choose. So yeah, BRB real quick. Let me get my new fancy pencil sharpener. Oh, and also let me show you one thing. Hi, hello. Also, let me show you one thing as an going as a roundabout to back to the topic of the last stream. I was testing the water soluble wax crayons, and I told you that of the stream I will do the wet test. So this is the wet test. So this is how they dissolve in water. I need to say, like, they are pretty pigmented. You know how, when you use the have watercolor and water soluble anything, that if you apply water, the pigments, especially when it comes to cheaper supplies, the pigment is like disappears and you need to layer. And if you have crappy paper, you just end up ruining your paper, ruining your picture and stuff. So yeah, and on wet, like the gradient looks nice. Like I did very similar gradient as here, but between yellow and violet, going through the green, dark green and dark blue, and then put on water first this way and then this way. And it mixed up nice. Like there is for sure some brush strokes visible, but I am fine with it. I am fine with seeing some texture in here. So yeah, so I am pretty pleased. So I will definitely use it. Use this supply because this is something I haven't seen before. So yeah, a little addition, a little postscriptum after the last stream. So yeah, so let me bring out the big gun. Like, I swear, it is a coincidence. It is clearly a coincidence that I will use the brand sharpener with the brand pencil. Hashtag not sponsored. I bought this all myself and spent a lot of money. So yeah. So, which mermaid to do? Which mermaid to do? I will go and check in my references if there is anything that tickles me fancy. Or I can go to the ones from the pages, yeah, from this page, and try and finish the next ones. Kirbensis. Let me see if I have the reference. Nina from the past downloaded some rough pictures of fish that are exactly the fish that I have not colored in. And let me check if I have the fish that I am looking for. I don't have all the fish that I'm looking for. Well, damn you, Nina from the past. Damn you, past Nina. But at least past Nina wrote down the names of the species, so I will be able to search for it. So Kirbensis. Show me this. Okay, wait. So I did download this fish. Okay. I did download the rough picture of this fish apparently. But it was like it was named download.jpg. So yeah, GG Nina for the for naming those. Okay, so I can do this, and fighting fish is the official species for, no, it's not for piranha, it's for the betta. It's for the betta fish, I believe, right? Right? Eating fish. I think it is for the betta fish. Yeah. Okay, so I have both of the refs for this fish in here already in my folder. So how about these two? And I will have this page already finished. So yeah, so there is one slight problem that I have with coloring this. And this is something I learned the hard way when I was coloring the fish on this side. As you see, some of the lines, especially here, are blurry. Why is it this? It's because when I laid the color first with the watercolor pencils and then used water, I touched the water from the brush, okay? I touched the water from the brush. I touched the line art with the water of the brush, and I forgot. Or, no, I did not forget. Well, I kind of forgot, but at the same time, I did not have any other material. And the material I was using, which is the ink in my drawing pens, it turned out this ink is not water resistant, not fully water resistant. So I tried to save the pictures, save my line art, use a bit of white gouache around the places that around the line art, so I can make the line art back to being more crisp. And as you see here, but in this picture, I right now try to not to overwork the I tried not to overwork the the area around the line art, and I will try to leave a little bit of white space between the color and the line art, so I can to some extent avoid my line art bleeding. Even though this line art was made like freaking years ago, it still apparently can be reactivated. So it makes me go looking for other techniques or other inks to fill in my pens with. So yeah. So okay, so let's get going. So this fishy, I will put, and of course, and also I try to have like different backgrounds that correspond to their environment as well. So yeah, so let me choose some colors, and also I remember that in this pencil case I have bought some of the pencils from this series, but this is the Mondeluz series. I bought some of the pencils, but in like separately, because I was like, oh, I have the same series, but this come from the bigger set, and in my local art store there was for a moment there was a storefront where you can get these separately. So I bought some colors that I will use, that I liked, and I had a hard time mixing with my regular 24 set. So I bought these. These blues and a peach color. Because as I said, this is for me, this is peach color. Not a skin tone, it's peach color. If it was skin tone, it would be nice for my skin tone, but it's not. So it's not a skin tone. So we should stop calling this color skin tone color or flesh color, because it's not. If it was, it would fit every human. So yeah. So I have also these colors, which I think I can also use, because the things from this pencil case are like my leftover media, like some very loose pens, markers and stuff that they don't have their own like place and set, and these are among them. So I think it should be fine for me to use them as well as, you know, watercolor pencils day today. Okay, so let me drink. Let me compile the colors that I need. So I would need some pink, but this is like warmer pink, so I will mix it with the peach, lemon yellow, orange, black. Yeah, black. This is the same. Yeah, black for the spots, but I will probably do this as last. And for the scales, I am thinking gray, and I am thinking this grayish blue for a little bit of tint. Eyes are light blue, so I will probably just use this one with the lower opacity. I mean, I will try to not press too hard, and yeah. Is there anything else now for the foliage? This will be some rock soil, so I will use this, or even mix in ochre and go with the gradient from ochre to sap green, I think, to sap green to regular green. And this little plant might be, I will try to do this like more cooler, darker and cooler shade of green, just for the added contrast. I think it would be nice for this fishy. This fishy usually has it's mostly gray and has some warm spots of color, like pink, orange, and yellow. And for a contrast, I think the green would be a nice, just greens would be a nice contrast for the color. Yeah, good contrasting color for the character's color scheme. So okay, so let me now put these in here so I will remember that they are not from this set. Put the case away, put this here, and yeah, and start working. So what to start with first? I will start with the let's start with the color of the, I want to lay all the colors first and then use the brush last, and then just do some minor touch-ups with colored pencils, probably with the pigment being taken out from the nib with the brush directly, and then white gouache for details. So let me also take out the tube of white gouache that I have. The one tube that I still use since, like, I don't even know when I bought it. Like, for sure, I still have not used it. I have still half a tube left. But yeah, it gets me a long time. So yeah, absolutely get yourself a white gouache. For me, this is the best way to add white highlights. This is the best medium for white highlights in my opinion and in my experience. I know some artists like white gel pens and like white thick ink. For me, well, first off, I have white ink, but it's really watery. I haven't found the white ink that would be thick enough and like good enough for making highlights yet. And white gel pens are not working for me. Absolutely not working for me. I have 2 gel pens and none of them work for me. They are really scratchy and they don't like gliding on my painted surface. Whether or not this painted or colored surface, whether or not I colored it with watercolor paints, whether I colored it with colored pencils, or if I have only the paper. Like, white gel pens are not working for me. I tried, they don't work for me. End of the story. So yeah. But yeah, 2018 was the year, well, first off, this is the year I started streaming. Yikes. Like, it's already like it will be my 6 years streaming in June. And also 2018 was the year where I decided to commit to art for real and to really really try and draw and learn how to draw and draw often, in order to learn, in order to exercise, in order to create. And it was this year where I decided that I will draw every day. And I did draw every day. But now, from this period, I have lots of unfinished pictures. A lot of unfinished pictures. Like, this picture is number 128 in the year. Like, and I'm finishing it today. After, oh my god, I just realized something. I mean, this fish is mermaid number 8, which means it would fall on the 8th day of May. Today is 9th. This is the 9th fish for the 9th May. I'm doing these pictures exactly 6 years after. GG, Nina, GG. But you know, this is probably on brand with me when it comes with me. That I am absolutely, like, I have lots of whips. I will finish them eventually. I am not giving up on them. I will finish them one way or another. Recently, I was also thinking that I have a list of my work in progress pictures, but I don't have a list of my finished pictures. They are neatly in folders, they are scanned, they are archived that way, but I haven't written them in a list. So one of the things I plan for this weekend is to sit by the computer, open my Excel spreadsheet, and copy paste the names of my files and tag them and say, okay, this file is with mermaids, fish, traditional art, watercolor. Don't you dare dying in my cup. Get out. So adding some tags, adding what media I used, to organize my art, the art that I already did, to also, because I'm also curious to see, I know how many whips I have. I want to see how many finished pictures I have. And will do this for the pictures from 2016 forward, because this is also the period where my whip list is from, and this is the period where I have where I did most of my art, you know. I have a separate spreadsheet for, I wonder if I should count like each comic page as a what, Nina? As one row, or if I should just say, okay, the comic as a whole is one row. And I think I will do maybe one chapter of a comic is a row, because it includes the cover art, which I count more as an illustration rather than like, I don't know. When I need to categorize my art and say, okay, this is the page, this is the illustration, this is a doodle, this is something, I tend to say that my covers are illustrations mostly. By the way, Never Too Late, new cover for Never Too Late is still on the bingo card. Oh, and I also need to mark on my bingo card that I finished my sketchbook. Who is up for a sketchbook flip through next stream? Because I don't have my sketchbook on hand right now. But who is up for a sketchbook flip through? But yeah, I finished the sketchbook. and I chose the next one. I've said I've said this on the stream on Tuesday that I've already chosen the next sketchbook that I will be filling, and it's this one that my sister bought for me when she was in Köln, which is the Cologne in English and in other language other than German. And yeah, and it has like this gold side, and to preserve this side I am putting myself a limitation to use only dry media inside. So pens, pencils, crayons, colored pencils, alcohol markers, anything to not make this paper wrinkly, because this paper is pretty thin and anything wet will make it wrinkly. So I want to push myself, use a bit of my leftovers leftover supplies from here, and yeah, and actually do this in this sketchbook. So there will be more studies. I still remember about my studies, my anatomy studies, my clothes studies. Next one from the anatomy studies will be for the mouth. So this will be interesting to do on stream. So yeah, so clothes studies and, you know, the good stuff. So yeah, so the new sketchbook is chosen. I need to mark it that I will start this in May 2024, because I mark each of my sketchbooks. I put a little label on the inside when I start the sketchbook and when I finish the sketchbook. So I need to do this for this one and for the previous one. Okay, and here I will try a little bit of shading to put at least one part of the leaf. Oh, and maybe I will make the bottom leaves lighter and the neck and the leaves closer to the top darker. It will also help like with balancing the overall values, because the upper background will be green. So to not have like light green on light green or sub green on sub green, I will use a bit more of darker green in here, so you can still see like some contrast between leaf and the background. And here, to not have too much of a contrast between leaf and the background, I will just use the regular green. And each leaf will be just slightly darker, slightly more. Slightly darker, slightly more cooler in tone. Yeah, okay, so this would be for the background. Let me just also put this little bit. Okay, that would be it for the background. Let me put a little bit of color of the on the character. And this will be kind of tricky to then not overwork the line art, because I line up all these scales, so pray for me. So yeah, so I'm thinking for the hair, I will repeat the pattern that is on the fin and on this like dorsal fin. So on dorsal fin, there is like one stripe of orange here and also here. And I think I will do this stripe of orange just here on the hair. Then there is yellow. I will prolong it here. And here I will do yellow as a tip or tips. I will do, she will have an ombre, okay? She will have an ombre. So the whole one part of fin is here and the other has only the stripe. Okay. This fin can be shaded a little bit and underneath her mouth. This part. Pink and pink here and here and here in the middle. I mean, I think what really truly makes these designs like special is the colors, like, because as I said before, I caught myself like repeating like similar poses, similar like expressions, similar facial features, similar hair, over and over again. It turns out I am not as creative when it comes to character design as I thought, but I think it's the colors that ultimately elevate the picture and make it like special. And I think the hand, oh wait, there is like a little bit of blue here. And I think I will do the hands blue. And everything on here will be gray. Will be gray with a little bit of blue tint. So let me add the blue in here. And okay, and here. As I said, I will use black on top left. So let's put the first, let's put water in here. Then while I will let this dry, I think maybe I will start coloring this one. This one is also has very interesting color scheme. Like betta fish are really like looking pretty. So I will try to not overwork the paper, even though it's a bit, this is thicker paper than I usually use, so it will, like you see, it will like survive water, but the ink itself won't survive water. So I will try, and I don't know who is coming. Is it my dad with Milo or is it my sister? I don't know. And I will try to not contaminate colors. I will try to stay within one color group or try to go between similar color groups. So for example, right now I'm doing this, making these browns. So I'm right now applying the water only on the browns and try to be delicate, especially around the mermaid, especially around mermaid's line art. So now I can move to greens. So yeah, I don't mind that the colors are a bit splotchy because my application was not super smooth. I don't mind it. I actually kinda dig it right now. It makes for the a bit more interesting, bit more abstract background, which I think would complement this more detailed character better. Babcia się też nie mogła do nas dodzwonić. This is strange. My mom said that grandma could not get a hold of us, but I have a phone, it's charged, and I don't see any notification about missed calls. So this is something strange. My phone recently doesn't show me if anybody called me, which is strange because it usually did. Oh, I hear the notification. I hear the notification. Let me check it, because this might be a family issue. Ah, it's my friend. I will need to wait for a moment. I need to go in here. Okay, so deleting of elements. No, okay, no, I would. I need to respond. This is something regarding my postgrad studies, so I need to respond. Okay, back. Guess who's back? Back again. I don't know how lyrics went. Guess who's back, 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 guess who's back. Whoa. Oh my god, I can't, I can't sing that low. Okay, so when I already have some green, let me put the water, start putting the water here on the leaves. Like, look, just this is the feeling and the process that I cannot replace with any digital media. This is why I came back to traditional media so often. Because where else will I be able to like do this? Like, I know that in digital tools you have like blending, blurring and stuff, but this texture and this like magic of making the pigment just go from, oh yeah, there is some pigment, to be like so smooth and so saturated. Like, oh, this is so satisfying. So satisfying. And you see what I mean by making the leaves gradually darker and more cooler in tone? Right now, the difference in value between this background and this leaf is around the same as between this background color and this leaf. So yeah, it's nice. Okay, let me clean my brush. I'm gonna scrap piece of paper and start with color and start with the yellow. Yeah, this is the lightest color in here, and I will try to not touch the to not touch the line art. Okay, now I'm moving to orange, and I'm only slightly blending this orange into the yellow. Now I'm moving to pink. Well, here I won't avoid going over line art, because this is where I drew and lined this bazillion of scales. And let's use it and then go and blend everything into gray and the this steel blue. Okay, now I will use a bit of black directly from the nib, and I will attempt at slight shading, but only slight shading. Like very slight, like adding some shading to eyes, so the highlight when I put it down will be really popping. Here a little bit of transparency. And a little bit of texture with just some darker scales here and there. Just dotting the darker color along the edge that will be in the shadow. Dinosaur! Welcome to the stream! How are you doing? What are you booing? I hope not me. I am just kindly... Oh, sleepy. So yeah, so relax and watch me finish the picture that I started drawing 6 years ago to the T. Like no joke, like I drew line art of this picture on 8th of March 2018. Like it literally makes the line art 6-year-old. Yes, it is from the infamous whip list, but hey, hopefully it will be like smaller by 2 items. Understood. Oh my god, it was really hot today. Same here, and this is like this is like kind of annoying weather, because it's really hot in the sun, but when you go to the shade it's like kinda cool, so you need to have like a long sleeve on, but then you go to the sun and then you need to take off your long sleeve, and yeah here it was like last week it was like 25, and during the weekend it was like 25, 26, and right now it's 18. So yeah. Where should I add this black on? Maybe a little bit on the leaf. I have some residual black on a brush, so let me use it. Okay, so I will let it dry a bit and then I will add highlights. And another fishy mermaid will be done. So yeah, okay, fighting fish. This is for the betta fish. So let me get my ref. Oh, I will delete this one. Okay, so this is for the betta fish. Let me get my Kohinoor Mondeluz watercolor colored pencils, hashtag non-sponsored. This set is like at least 15 years old. Like, I swear, I realized that me starting high school was already like 15 years ago, which is half of my life. Like, come on. And yeah, and this packaging saw some the hinge popped. I need to wiggle this back in place because else I wouldn't close it. Which is strange because I already used pliers to close this hinge. Yeah. I already used pliers to close this hinge. Apparently not enough. But yeah, I was taking this set on voyages to Grandma and stuff, so yeah, it's normal that one of the hinges got, you know, screwed in the transit, you know. But yeah, let me put away some of the pencils and bring out the other ones. So okay, I will bring this one because this is like an ultramarine color. Is this the same color? Did I buy the same color? Okay, I did buy the same color. Okay, so I will replace it. Yeah. Oh my god, same here. Like last week, last week I was on a trip, but 2 weeks ago I went and organized my art supplies again and my crafting supplies again. So yeah. Wait, let me. I won't be using green. Wait, 25, 26, 27. Okay. I am putting the colors in order. I'm sorry, I cannot deal with the fact that these colors would be not in order by the code that Kohinoor came up with, that sometimes is really not sometimes it's really not like, I don't know, am I the only one who as a kid got really irked with this order of colors? Because for me, I could not understand why it's not red that is the first color, but white. In most of the sets of colored like pencils, paints, and anything, like white or yellow are the first ones as the lightest, then goes through reds, pinks, purples, blues, greens, browns, and black. But it made no sense for me. For me, it would be like first the order of the rainbow, then browns, black, and white. This was the true order for me as a kid, but you know, you grow, you learn. And yeah, so let me take this color. Red, more crimson red, and more. Okay, so this would be this for shading. I will leave one eye blank, the one with the scar on top. I think it would be interesting. I don't know what for the background, like the complementary color for red, for this would be green, and complementary color for this would be orange. Green and orange do not spark joy with me right now, especially considering that I already had like some orange and some green in this picture, so it will be pretty much rehashing the same background. So I need to try to use something else. I may try something more abstract, because the reference picture has the white background. The tank was apparently against the white wall, and you see some blurred silhouettes of light green light green plants inside. So I might try to use that, but at the same time the light background doesn't fit the betta fish. But if I use dark background, I think the character would disappear. So yeah. Bala Gigi's! Hello! Welcome to the stream! How are you doing? The order of what I use most on the right. Interesting. Well, by this I will see. By this rule, which one would be the most used? Well, I'm counting on black and gray, because okay, this is not from this set. This one is from this set, and this. And oh wait, not this, because this one is in here. But it goes like this. Okay, so judging by this, it would be this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, and this color as my top 6 most used colors. yeah. I will end up with this as my most used colors. These, because I used to, when I was in high school, I used to shade with those. And these were my go-to colors for shading, because I was very noob. I was such a noob, and I was shading with black instead of with other colors. These two, because these were the colors I used for coloring jeans for my characters, and almost all my characters wear jeans. Because this is what I am wearing, so I'm writing from life. This color, because I like purple, and this was among my favorite colors from this batch. This color, because I didn't have the peach in the set, so I was using this color for, well, first off, some of my characters are redheads. Second off, I would use this color, if I press it lightly, I would have a skin color, like Caucasian skin color, like as close as a high schooler can get to Caucasian skin color using 24 colors. Which reminds me, I was also using this color a lot, because first off, this is the color that I used for my hair, and I was doing some self-portraits like a lot, and also some of my characters have also brown hair, and also this was the color that I will use to shade the skin, apart from the gray and the black. So yeah. Oh yeah, I came back on Saturday, Bala. I came back on Saturday. Let me just remember which colors I took out for this fishy and which ones I need to put away. This one I took, this one I took, this one I put away. Yeah, I was using this one as well. These two. and yeah, and it would be all for the betta fish. Okay, and yeah, and I came back on Saturday and on stream on Tuesday, which I will save. I will save the stream as a highlight. I went over how the trip went. Oh, leg. My video stopped. Hey, everybody, has the tree has the my camera stopped. Wait, let me unplug. Unplug it again. Okay, we're back, but I need to set it up again. Okay, we are back. Wait, configure video. White balance. Zoom. And everything else is okay. 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 Is everything alright, chat? I see that the stream is going and I don't have dropped frames, so you should be able to hear me and see me properly. Good, good. Coming back to the question, to Bala's question. Yes, I was in Czechia. I was mostly in Prague for 2 full days. Maybe 2.5 days in total. And yeah, and I've seen a lot of things. I could have seen more, but I need to be mindful of my parents who also came with us. And they are not as die-hard fans of visiting various museums and galleries as me and my sister are. So yeah, but I got some goodies. I got, for example, from each visit, I recently, from 2019, when I started like this, like quasi-yearly travels. So yeah, so I bought a sketchbook. This is like handmade. I already like swatched the art supply that I also got here, and it has some like watercolor pictures inside with all signatures. Oh no, I don't. I'm not a party type. I saw that there were lots of people who went to parties and lots of things and lots of things to buy that would be deemed illegal in Poland. But no, I'm not a party type. We had our scheduled like full packed on with sightseeing and being a total tourist and total cringe. So yeah. Well, I'm not a person who likes partying much. It was never like, I feel very blocked when it comes to dancing in public, and I don't like going out with total strangers. It really scares me, and it was like my first time in Prague, so I don't want to go to the place that I don't know with, let alone one person, you know, because you gotta meet someone and date. You gotta, you know, go on dates and meet someone if you want to find a partner. But with like the whole room of people that you actually don't know, about. Plus also I was in with my parents. Plus also I was the one person who, you know, could read the map and could tell you where to go. And also on my phone I had all our public transport tickets. So yeah. You can call these excuses, but the main excuse is that I don't necessarily. The main excuse slash explanation is that I don't like partying that much, and okay. No, I'm not. I am not. Um. Insulted or anything. I am just trying to explain stuff. You know, it's hard to read emotions and tone over the text, so yeah. So I assumed this was a call for me to explain my character and explain myself, which is my toxic trait, because I tend to explain myself and my thinking and my reasoning a lot when it's not needed or when it's not something that the other person wants. Like, it happens a lot, especially when I don't get if something was sarcasm or not. Yeah, oh my god, I am super like... This is strange because on stream, like, I can tell some stuff and go deep, but when it comes to talking one-on-one with someone IRL, I tend to absolutely like shut myself. And like absolutely like be quiet and then regret being quiet, because I want to meet someone new. I want to meet new people. I want to see new people, but I am so freaking shy. And it kind of is the same with new places in general, because I am in a couple Discord servers. Am I very active and like talkative on these Discord servers? No. And I'm like, oh. And every time then like I hear like histories about people finding friends and stuff, and I just feel like I am failing at doing this even online. Oh my god, I think I heard this joke. This like joke, it's kind of like sexist, as yeah, exactly. I wanted to say that the man for sure was, you know, it's such a boomer joke, you know, like, oh, these women only talk, my spouse is only yapping, you know. This is such a boomer joke. So yeah, so I was kind of familiar with those. I don't know, depends on a person. I, for example, would want an extrovert, but most extroverts right now are probably taken already, given that they are extroverts. And you know, I want person who will like find me interesting, and who could be like funny and also like genuinely nice. I mean, I understand. I'm not talking about like situations when it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm absolutely like overreacting or over like analyzing this and taking things at face value. And when you say, only talks. I'm literally picturing like only talking and nagging without like anything like what is the word? Substantial to say, you know, just talking for the sake of talking with nothing constructive to say. I was more picturing when talking. I was picturing more someone who you could really like talk and connect with on a deeper level. And by deeper level, I mean that someone who understands you and gets you and, you know, listens to you and can input something that, you know, is of substance. Because yeah, I wouldn't want to have a partner who is only talking, for example, about only himself, or a partner who is, you know, talking and nothing comes up with the talk, or is talking and every time he talks he's like critical of me or has an issue with me. Like, of course I don't want a partner like that, because it would be really mentally exhausting to be with a person like that. It would literally drain your whole life energy to hear such like negativity about yourself and have so little like place for you, you know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I am not. I don't know what are divorce rates in Poland. But yeah, I think we should just not look into the sole statistic, but look deeper into why. Which I understand you try to do right now, like you try to say why right now. I try to think something to respond. Like, on one hand, I do understand what you're talking about, and to some extent, I do agree that some people, like, marriage right now is a legally binding document. So, you know, legally connecting to people with each other. So when it comes to legal stuff, of course, everything around that is a hassle. Why did this fish look like a Mystique from X-Men? Must be because of the color scheme, I swear. Must be because of the color scheme. Okay. I don't know. We live in such a world where the role of men being the only provider is like far gone. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because of the environment that I am living in right now, or the friends and like co-workers and people I know like are, but none of the people who are in marriage, I don't know anybody who is not participating financially. Like, all the marriages I know have two people working and having a shared account, which here I would argue whether or not it is a good or bad thing. But they are both like contributing to the household. Like, so I don't have. Okay, if we have a child, only men pay. Here, I think the reason for that is different, and I agree that there is a problem, and this is, and here I agree, this is where men really get the short stick during like divorce, fight over custody, alimony, child support stuff, because judges and the system favors mothers, because of course because they are mostly attributing virtues like patience and care to women, which, hey, not all women are cut to be mothers, and history knows examples where mothers are absolutely horrible to their children. Like, things happen, and like things like this do happen, and it's just terrible, and it's just a tragedy that aims, like, this only perpetuates the stereotype that men are bad as a caregivers, like, period, as any kind of caregivers, and also perpetuating stereotypes that all women are great parents and they are only great at having children, so therefore when the custody needs to be split, it's split in favor of women, in favor of women to get the kids and men to have the in the marriage, in the, like, I'm talking about cis-het marriage right now, and the men to be the only burden they get is economical. And it does perpetuate stereotypes, especially when there are cases where men do want a child, do want good for the child. Men are capable of loving. Like, I'm not saying they are not. Economical encouragement for what? For having kids? Well, there is none. There is no encouragement to have kids for like both men and women, apart from the fact that they want like to create and raise life together. Like okay, we are like really generalizing here. Like currently the gold digger stereotype that you're talking about, I don't think, well, sure, there are people who are thinking like that. Like, I'm not saying that there are no women who are looking for, you know, for a sponsor or for a baby daddy, or for a no, not a baby daddy, the sugar daddy. You know, I'm not saying that this is not the case, but generally, right now, women are also among the workforce. So they are looking for someone who can amplify the wealth they are already accumulating as part of the like as part of the workforce already. Because hey, I am getting my money, and I want, if I am looking for, when I'm looking for a man, I want someone who also is getting some money, who can prove that is capable of working, is capable of having money, being responsible with money, and who then with me together can get more money and build some future, on top of that. Like, I'm not looking for someone, I'm talking right now about a woman, one in like billion women's, as one in billion women. Like, if I met a guy who is ultra rich, has great car, great job, I would feel so inadequate for him, because a guy like that can have anybody, there are people who will like go for that man and long for that man because of the money and social status that comes with this money. But I would feel like so out of his league that I would feel like I have nothing to put on the table in this relationship money-wise. And so I will need to work. So I would either like try and put something non-tangible, like put the, like, I don't know, provide him with some like moral support, like quality time, like something that money can't get him. But here comes my self-conscious and my mean brain telling me that I can't even provide that. So yeah. I mean, I have also men in my job who also sit by their desks and look at the computer in the same way as I do. Like, my bosses are men and they also sit and look at the computer. Like I understand where this is coming from. This is mostly coming from the notion that men are biologically stronger, and therefore can get this work, but we live in a different place. Of course, there are some industries and fields of business that favor hiring men rather than hiring women for this. Like, oh, who will, I want someone who will lift up the fridge, for this purpose, and therefore favor men over women. But it doesn't mean that this is alright, And it should come from the fact, if you as a woman will want to lift 30 kilo boxes, can lift 30 kilo boxes, and want to do this, then go on. And I will root for you to break the glass ceiling and actually get into the industry that will grant your wish and you will lift your boxes, you know? It doesn't mean that right now, in favor of equality, we need to put all women to lift boxes, because this is a hard labor, and it should be made, and it should be done with machines and not with your bare hands. First of all, we are in 21st century. You should not be, you know, lifting boxes with your hands. Like, be honest. Let's be real. Like, I don't know. This talk goes into like really yeah, Dyer. So like I was just about to say that this talk went into like really like me trying to like disprove all the like sexist stereotypes and notions. Because hey, you can't generalize and say all men, all women, because I am a woman and I'm not like that. So therefore, bam, your point is proved. Not all women. And also I see like examples of men in my life, like my dad, my uncles, my coworkers, my friends, my bosses. Like, I see these examples every day and like, you know, yeah. Yeah, but again, coming back to me and my, as I said, my toxic trait. I try to explain everything, even though it might be not wise to do this. Like, I try to explain my thinking, I try to explain and I try to deal with people that should not be dealt with, you know? And engage in arguments and talks that, you know, should better be left. I mean, you can go to your management and ask why. Why is that? And I imagine when you're a physical worker, at least here it is like this, if you're a physical worker, you should get like other benefits that compensate for the fact that you do physical labor. You know? Well, then you can go to your boss and ask why and try to argue and present, okay, I am doing physical labor, my body is under this kind of stress, and their bodies are not into this kind of stress because they are doing mental labor. And ask which one should be more compensated. You know? Then it's a really horrible working condition, and I feel sorry for you that you need to deal with bosses like from the start of industrial revolution, that if you don't work, you don't eat, go away. Like, I think this is like a talk that you need to do with your boss and with your own peers rather than here on stream, because Here it's not like that. And I cannot say or give any advice other than like, I don't know, unionize? Say we want higher pay because in our minds our bodies are at more strain and our work needs to be better compensated than the work of the mental workers. Like, I don't know what else to say to you. Like, you threw me a curveball. Because this thing is only what I hear from like videos about disasters and accidents at workplace, where the workers are not compensated for the risks of their job. I am now going to white gouache because I'm already like 14 minutes away from the end of the stream. So I'm applying white gouache around the... I will try at least to apply the white gouache. Well, I already had coloring finished, so it's only for me to do some like nice shiny bits, and preferably to take a different brush, because the bristles in this brush are, oh my god, they are... I need to make my brushes like, I would say, make my brushes great again. Like, literally, I need to do something to, you know, like, for example, like, the bristles are going, like, everywhere. I need to do something to make them back to smooth. I tried soap before. I tried using soap and just rubbing the brush on top of the soap bar. To some extent, it worked. But after the brush dried, it was back to square one. So yeah. And I know there is like some brush cleaning agent, but I don't know how well it would work if I only use like watercolors, which are really easy to, you know, clean your brush after using watercolors, and I use acrylics, and I clean my brush from... there's long hair in my mouth. But yeah, but there is but when it comes to acrylics, I clean them after every like painting session, so it should also not be the fact that I'm using acrylics all the time. Ooh, into a cleaning solvent? I mean, okay, wait, you need to explain to me, because it is the first thing I'm hearing this. You mean when the wine goes bad, it turns kinda into vinegar, and vinegar is used as a cleaning agent? Because I've seen people like using, mixing like vinegar with water, and I don't know if with soap too, to use as a homemade like cleaning agent for like, you know, kitchen, windows, bath, using vinegar for removing the rust, you know, that kind of stuff. And there is like a wine vinegar, and I wonder if it comes from from the same process, from the process of wine going bad. Ah, okay. Okay. I get it. Yeah, like, alcohol is a good cleaner. it is a good cleaner because it's, I think, isn't alcohol like the more, like the better solvent than water? I know for electronics it's really good because it's not like eating through, so eating through like lacquer, like mineral spirits, or eating through like some coating, and it evaporates quickly, which makes it like, yeah, safe for electronics and stuff. Well, I am a masochist, but only to some extent. Like, I don't need to lift boxes to know that, well, first off, I'm a weakling, and I know that. I say that all the time. I'm a total weakling, and I am absolutely not cut for physical labor, and but at the same time, I know that physical labor in some cases is unavoidable, and people should get compensated and have a living wage, be paid a living wage for the fact that they did a job and for the fact that they had put their bodies on a strain. And I don't need to, go and, oh, I work 24 hours in a restaurant or do any other like clickbaity or like video like that where I cosplay being a waiter or something like that. I don't need to do this to know that waiting is a hard job. And like lifting is a hard job. Like manual labor is like hard, period. Like, then the system you're living in is unfair, and I'm sorry that you're living in this system and that your people are hurt like that. And the only way you can dismantle it is by unionizing and making a revolution. I really don't need to walk in someone else's shoes for it doesn't matter how long in order to feel empathy for these people. And to know that, yes, I am in Poland, but I know that there are people in Bangladesh, for example, who work horrible hours to sew things that you buy for the minimal price on the other side of the world. Because some corporation decided to be greedy and cut costs wherever they can. And I mentioned Bangladesh because I recently watched another documentary about the Rana Plaza collapse back in 2013. Because, people are being used, people are being abused. It was always the case, but it doesn't mean that we should not fighting and we should not fight for the better times, hope for the better times, and create better times and better conditions for the people after us. I hear Milo already being impatient. Yeah, Milo wants walkies. He was at the walkies like before the stream, but I was already setting up for the stream, so I said, no, Milo, I have stream in 12 minutes. I cannot go for a walk with you. So yeah, it is time for his night walkies. So after the stream, I will just put some pants, put my jacket on, and take him for a walkies. Oh my god, Dyer, sorry, I haven't told you during last stream that Milo was at the dog sitter. And the dog sit because Milo, well, first off, we was in a hotel that was not allowing animals, and we knew that Milo would not like the 7-hour drive that much. You know what? This is annoying because Milo is a freaking sweetheart when he's at other people's houses, and he's a rascal at our house. This is unfair. Like, he was posing for the pictures where he was the dog sitter. Like, he was so nice, and he came back and he starts barking at us. And of course, Milo cannot stay for a minute to take a picture of him. No, but when he's to other people, he's so like patient and nice and like, you know, patient and nice. All of a sudden, it's like, it's annoying. But you know what? I think it's because he knows he can be, like, he can misbehave around us. And he cannot misbehave around people he doesn't know. So he's on his best behavior. But yeah, Milo has the best references. He has actually the best references from his previous dog sitter, who couldn't take him this time. We had a dog sitter. We have left Milo with dog sitter already like once last year. And he couldn't take Milo, so he proposed his friends, and he gave Milo the best references. And the dog sitter right now said that Milo is like absolutely like delightful to have around. And they had some Yorkies, you know, they were dog sitting some Yorkies before, but Milo is like absolutely the best out of them. So we as that he's so like well behaved and well trained, and we're like, Milo is a freaking rascal. What do you mean he is well trained and behaving on his best, like? But yeah, but Milo got like, yeah, we love that when we are out, Milo is on a camp with someone else, you know. He's also like taking vacation from us. But yeah, but he was happy when he saw me. He was happy when he saw me. I was picking him up with my dad, and he was happy with he saw us. So yeah. So it makes me think that maybe this dog loves me a bit. But yeah, but Milo did not stage a rebellion. No, he was on his absolute best, which is annoying for us because right now he's on his regular shenanigans. Okay, but I finished the pictures. Yay! It's 2 pictures less from my whip list. So yeah, so yeah, so so yeah. No, I already have like pictures on a whip list, like new pictures on a whip list that I like only have like line art, but I want to color it digitally. Like the pictures that I made, like that are also waiting for to be scanned. This is also like still on a whip list because they are still on a whip list up until I post them. So no worries. I will find something to put on a whip list. But yeah, this is all I have prepared for you today. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for chatting, lurking, and spending some time with me. Next stream, the roadmap for the next week. Tuesday, Minecraft. I will try to go and try to not be a total wuss and go to the Nether Fortress and disable the blaze spawners. I have no idea how to do this. Like I tried to disable blaze spawning, but I failed every time, and I got my butt kicked. So yeah. And on Thursday it will be IRL crafting. So yeah, so I will have my green mat on my desk, and I think I will tackle either making the stand for my keyboard, for my mini keyboard, or start with making the mini guitar. Oh, yeah. So server maintenance, like filling up the creeper holes or cutting the top logs at the tree so they are not floating. Yeah, I know it. I know it. So yeah. Yes, I will break boxes, Bala, but not by pressing buttons on keyboard, but by holding the left button mouse, because this is what you do to break blocks in Minecraft. Yes. So yeah. 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 So, thank you so much again for being here, and stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next stream. So goodbye.